Hey guys, I'm Kevin and today I'm going to talk about a topic that might interest you guys. It's related to how to run calculations in a supercomputer or high performance computing. But first of all, we get to that part in future videos. Today I will present the introductory part, the concepts that are obviously very important too. So let's get started. I have called the entire series of videos that I will elaborate from now on as Slurm for beginners or for dummies. I thought it might be a catchy name. Okay. You can go to the official Slurm page just by typing Slurm in Google and selecting the first option. You will be able to see all the complete documentation where you will find a lot of content, a lot of information, as well as definitions and tutorials that could be of interest to you. But in this video I will only explain the tip of the iceberg. Okay, I'll show you some slides that I made, and of course I'm gonna leave them in the description box below so you can patiently review them in your spare time. Okay, next slide. Slur. What's the meaning of slur? Simple Linux utility for resource management. Okay, that's the definition. That's a simple definition. Let's read this definition. Okay, this one. Slurm is an open source cluster management and job scheduling system for large and small Linux clusters. The next, Slurm requires no kernel modification for its operation and is relatively self-contained. And well, obviously there is a series called Futurama where the protagonist drinks this cola or drink, which by the way is a very good animated series that is on my list of pending series that definitely I will see one day. I hope so. I promise. But that's another topic. Okay. Slurm has three key functions. First, it locates exclusively or non-exclusively access to resources to users for some duration of time. Second, it provides a framework for starting, executing, and monitoring work, on the set of allocated nodes. And finally, it arbitrates contentions for resources by managing a queue of pending work. All the information that I'm mentioning is on the official page of Slurm, so I will leave the link in the description box below. Okay, Slurm is a queue manager that allows you to organize the use of resources available to a given cluster. For its operation, it makes use of three basic services, Slurm CTLD, Slurm DBD, and Slurm D, which fulfill the following roles. Slurm CTLD. This service is responsible for the planning and administration of work. This service runs only in the leader node. Slurm DBD. This service is responsible for storing and recording user information, tasks, permissions assigned to user, etc. The service runs on the leader node. And finally, Slurm D. The Slurm service runs on all nodes and is in charge of executing the processes on the computing nodes, as well as communicating with the Slurm CTLD service of the leader node. It monitors all tasks running on the compute node, accepts tasks, starts tasks, and kills running tasks on demand. Okay. The next slide. As you can see in this slide, this picture, I have made an analogy with the universe of Mario Bros, as you can see. Let's explain this part. Slurm consists of a Slurm domain, Slurm D domain, running on each compute node, and a central Slurm CTLD domain, running on a management node, and obviously the Slurm D domain. Okay. The user commands include different types, a lot of different types. Okay, let's mention some of them. Okay, stat, view, cancel, batch, info, run, sub. Right? We can imagine that there are three rulers or sovereigns in the Mushroom Kingdom, which would be Bowser, his wife, and Bowser's mother, who control the entire kingdom. But also Bowser has children, many children, where each of them has a special superpower that makes them unique. Those would be all the commands that we use when we manipulate jobs in a supercomputer. I thought that it could be a good analogy. Well, let's describe some of them. Okay. Sbatch, for instance. Sbatch is the command in charge of queuing users' jobs through a script. The most common use of Sbatch is Sbatch followed by the script name. That's the general structure. Cancel. Cancel is responsible for terminating the execution of a given job, whether it's running or not. Okay. Skew. Skew is the command in charge of displaying the list of jobs in the queues, their status, as well as a number of other variables. Okay. Sinfo. Sinfo is a command that allows you to view the status of nodes and associated partitions. Okay, let's see the next slide. Okay, this is the general structure of a script. Let's pay into a little what if of each of these lines means in this script. After minus j, in this line you will put the name of your wall, any name you want. In the next line, you will put a maximum job duration in hours, minutes, and seconds. And of course, this is optional because the one specified in the system will be added by default. Okay, so not problem. There is no problem. In the next line, you will specify the required memory and memory limit, like an integer in kilobytes, megabytes, gigas, or teras. It's optional. It will assume by default the one specified in the system, as in the previous case. The next line, the name of the queue. Okay, the partition. Okay, name of the partition. Okay, the name of the queue to which the job is sent is optional too. The next line, this indicates when an email has to be sent if the job is aborted by the system for whatever reason, low memory capacity, script error, or whatever. Okay, an email is sent to the user. The next line, the email address where you want to send a job. Normally, only I use this one. This one. Okay. The next line, letter E. Okay. After the letter E, I will put the path of the file where you want to store the standard output of the job error. And if it's not indicated, it's built in the directory. Sorry. It's built in the directory where the script file is. Next line, letter O. after this letter, the path of the file. Okay, you will put the path of the file where you want to store the output, the standard output of the job, and if it's not indicated, it's built in the directory where the script file is. Okay, next line, letter B. Okay, in this line, the job will be sent to the queue when another previous job finishes its execution. Okay, and it doesn't matter how it finishes. Let's explain in a little more in detail this part. What happens is that when a job is sent, a job ID is assigned to it, which only is a number, okay, that will identify the job. This we will see in another video when we send different types of jobs to the supercomputer. But the main idea is that as soon as a job is finished, in any way, immediately another one will be sent. That's the main idea. Next line, okay. Export Part1, Part2, okay. In this line, it assigns the values specified in the variables var1, 2, etc. as environment variables in the execution of the script. Well, normally I don't use this option in my script, but if you guys are interested, then you could check out the Slurm homepage. Okay, the Slurm homepage and a bit more in detail. Next slide, the letter N. Okay, it indicates number of nodes requested for the execution of a job. Next slide. Tasks per nodes. This line specifies the number of cores that are required on each node for the correct execution of the script. And finally, the last line specifies the number of GPU cards required. And well, that's all for today. Okay, in the following videos I will continue to talk more about this topic, applying to computer programs widely using chemistry, because I'm chemist. Okay. In the following video I will make some example where, for convenience, I will use the mobile extern program to access to the supercomputer of the Peruvian Amazon in my country. This supercomputer is called Manatee. Okay. Okay. I gonna access to my account in my in the supercomputer. Okay, just a second. Okay. This is the supercomputer called Manatee. But you guys can also use Windows Terminal if you want, or maybe Windows PowerShell. PowerShell could be good options too. And well, obviously the cluster or supercomputer or your study group, or maybe your university. And that was all. I hope you like this video and see ya. Is this what it feels